Hello, Lucka.
Hi, John.
It is so exciting to see you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for doing this, even though I don't think I deserve this. I was telling you some time ago, after you do all the 250, call me. But, you know, here we are.
Okay, Lucka, thank you so much for putting all the photos together into one clip. I really enjoyed that. I really appreciate that. Thank you for your effort and time.
I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, it was my pleasure to do it.
Thank you. All right, so before we begin, I don't know if you've seen my interviews. We start with icebreakers, but today you're special, so I'm going to change a little bit. So it will be about 5 questions. Is that okay for you regarding yourself, okay?
Uh-oh.
All right, so number 1, WVYA, World Vision Youth Ambassadors, to you is what?
Oh,
You can say it in a word. No, you don't get it. You don't get multiple choices. You get what you could answer in short answers, or you can say it long. WVYA to you is
My best experience in life.
My best experience in life. All right, amazing. Number 2, what do you always carry in your bag?
Oh my God. Well, besides phone, of course. Pen and something to write on.
Okay, so pen and something to write on. Okay, so do you usually write down things rather than putting it on your phone?
Yeah, because I don't like to type on the phone. It's too small for my fingers, and I prefer to take notes on paper still. Yeah.
All right, so pen and paper for Lucka. All right, moving on. Number 3, what is something that you recently bought that you thought was very useful?
Oh, okay. I bought air purifier, personal air purifier that I carry around my neck to make other people feel secure with me. I don't know. I hate masks, so this is a good solution for me.
Oh, so you put it on your neck?
Yeah. It's like a little device, and I actually discovered that many years ago when I was flying, and I always got sick after the flight. Usually, cold or even like regular flu. And then I somehow stumbled upon it online, and every time I was wearing it, I was never sick after plane ride. So with this virus around, I pulled it out, and now all my friends, people around me, got theirs. So we walk around like like crazy people because we have this little device around the neck. But it really works. It really works not only for, it purifies the air that I breathe out, it purifies the air I breathe in. So even if I have like little scratches and I wear it because I wear it during the work hours, everything goes away. So I just recommend it to everybody. It's a little investment to make. They make some battery operated, some are rechargeable. It's called like ionizer or air purifier, wearable air purifier.
Okay, so wearable air purifier or ionizer.
Right.
I will check that out.
There's not only this virus, obviously, there is trillions and trillions of viruses and bacteria, but the air is so polluted that it's like for well-being, it's one of these things in modern world to wear. Yeah.
So glad I asked this question. Okay, I will check that out and let you know how it goes.
Okay.
Number 4, what book would you like to recommend?
Well, I'm reading something that is called The Sovereignty. It's about sovereignty, but I don't think it's the exact name, but it's about sovereignty. So I would recommend that. It's by Seth Pearl.
Oh, okay.
I think he's some alien entity actually, because he's addressing humanity as you know, you people. But it's very good book.
Okay.
And
So
if
sovereignty.
anybody's interested, yeah, I can supply the exact author and exact name of the book. I'll
All
be happy
right.
to.
So Sovereignty by Zach Pearl. Okay, thank you. Last but not the least, something that you did during the pandemic that had affected you greatly. Did you have a routine or a habit?
Routine or habit that is specifically during this period? Not really. I don't do anything differently. Well, I don't travel as much. Maybe that.
So did that affect you?
Yeah. I would probably be going to Europe at least twice during this past year, which I didn't do.
Okay. All right. Did you feel stuck at home? Or
I don't feel stuck because I'm in a beautiful place, but I miss seeing my family, and there are certain things I would not subject myself to, and that's why I wasn't flying, because that would require not lockdown, you know, quarantine and things like that, which unfortunately would not be worth my time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Thank you for answering those questions.
You tricked me. You tricked me. I thought I would get A and B. Oh, this part is easy.
You know, tests sometimes they change. All right. So it doesn't come from the textbook. Anyways, okay. I had so much fun. Okay. And so let's get into our main interview. Please briefly introduce yourself, your current location, what you do, and anything else that would describe you.
Okay. So my name is Lucka Kratochvilová, and my current location, I'm from Czech Republic, but my current location is Florida, the USA, specifically West Palm Beach. And here I work at Hippocrates Health Institute, which I visited for the first time in 2007. And they probably have a very strong magnet here, because I kept coming back and coming back until I just stayed. And and since my separation from Jirka, you know, I was not tied to anybody else, so I was free to decide to move to Florida. Previously, I was living in New York, in upstate New York. But now I am here, and it actually suits me very well, especially during the winter time, when I can still go outside in t-shirt and, you know, flip-flops. Yeah, in January.
So now that's why you're in tank tops, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually, I'm a little spoiled now, because it's 73 degrees Fahrenheit, which is very nice summer temperature. And I complain that it's freezing cold.
You've got to be kidding me. All
Yeah, and I
right.
have to wear socks around the house.
Oh, it's too cold. Oh, I probably would have an air conditioner for that temperature. All right. And so you now live in Florida, and you work for which health institute? I couldn't quite get that.
It's called Hippocrates Health Institute, and it's probably the only place on earth that is helping people to help themselves with their health challenges. We have people in fourth stage cancer or chronic disease, people who didn't get help from allopathic doctors, and were searching for alternative solutions. And this place offers just that. And basically, according to Hippocrates, be food, dye, medicine. The Institute helps people to restore their health in many, many cases by food only. And that is raw, organic, vegetables only. It's strictly vegan. And we serve, I say we, because I am in the food production place. I work in the kitchen. I became raw food chef in 2013. And so people get green juices and wheatgrass juices and really, really healthy food. And of course, you know, the environment it looks like paradise on earth. And we have the latest technology you can imagine in the wellness industry. And so people come and find their strength and hope and tools to continue on their own when they go home. So it's blessing for me to be able to be here and work here. Yeah. Wow. And of course, keep myself healthy in the process. Yeah.
Wow. Excellent. I would contact you, or can people contact you for special recipes?
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Moving on. Lucka, how did you first get acquainted with this World Vision Youth Ambassador Program?
That's a long story. You know, Jirka applied for to be the music director of the program. Actually, he didn't want to apply. I was pushing him to apply. And so he did. And he was invited by Papa Cheng to lead the musical part of the program. And I tagged along as a volunteer. And the rest is history, right? It was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because as all the youth ambassadors, it was the first time for me to be part of this diverse group of people, you know. Where else you can meet people from 50 different countries, you know, in one spot and spend 24/7 with them and travel with them. So, you know, we started 95 and then we continued until the end, with the exception of the 1999, when we were not invited to come back because Jirka's birthday in 98 was a little bit too naughty, as you remember, probably. We celebrated it in Switzerland and the whole group just ended up in the pool, fully clothed, because they were having so much fun. And anyway, I don't hold it in against Papa Cheng, but yeah, so we missed 99, unfortunately. And I was very sad that it ended in 2000. Yeah.
Lucka, really, you didn't get invited in 1999.
No.
Even though you wanted to join.
Right.
All right. Okay. So, well, I didn't know that. Okay.
I am probably spilling too much truth here.
Too much truth. Okay. Thank you for being frank. All right. Number 3. How did you feel after the whole program was totally over in 2000? Like every year you would participate, and then what happens afterwards?
Well, I went through a little depression every September or every end of the summer, 95, 96, 97, 90, when the program was over, because you go for 3 months, as I said, 24/7. And all of a sudden you're deflated to zero, you know, and we didn't have emails back then and people were not on internet. I felt completely lost. And so it took me the whole year to recover before the next program. And then it was again like huge peak and huge valley afterwards. So when it ended in 2000, I really cannot say that I was more sad than usually, but maybe because I just hope that it's not over. You know, I just hope that this is so good and the momentum was so big that there has to be a way to continue. And so I was dreaming that for many, many years after. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Wow. I was
Wow.
living, you know, every time I pulled out my pictures, I was back. I was back in my heart with all of you. Yeah. You will
Wow.
always be my kids. So that's that.
Oh, thank you, Mama Lucka. You will always be our mother. Yes. Wow. Before I cry, let's move on. If you were to go back to the program, how would you change or what would you change?
Well, as you know, the program was sort of a PR tool for World Vision, right? So we had to do a lot of things with that in mind. And we were working you pretty hard. So I would probably change that it would be less travel and more community building time for the group. Because I felt, of course, you know, naturally the group was gaining strength through the weeks as we were facing different challenges. But I would like to see more playtime, just group focused playtime, so people can enrich each other without the goal to enrich the world or reach out, you know. So as much as I like reaching out, I would like to have more reaching inwards within the group, you know. Yeah.
Yes, I totally relate to that because I'm learning more through these interviews after 25, 23 years. Yeah, because I think like we had a lot of challenges and goals and we had to travel a lot. We had a lot of events going on. So I think we didn't have time to really relate to each other and reach in.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right. Okay. And how do you want the Global Peace Ambassadors to move forward in the future?
Well, now we have great tools, right? We didn't have back then. So in ideal world, if I had my way, I think meeting in person, in spite of all these great Zoom meetings and all that, like being in one place together and focus on whatever activities the group would be doing, performing or educating themselves, educating others, building the global village, do outreach, whatever. That I see very important, but I would like that to continue then online, you know, and maybe as we have 250 people around the world, it would be amazing if each youth ambassador or, you know, ambassador, let's say, had their own little program in their community. It doesn't have to be nationwide, even in their town, but invite people, kids, let's say, of certain age, and do this on a smaller scale with the aim to then pick one or two and send them off to join the international group, you know. So it would be like, you know, like graduating from one level and see if which ones are actually ready or ripe to do it, to really enhance their own experience and enhance experience of others. So I think that would be amazing. But of course, you know, we are looking at funding and organization and somebody dedicated to that. But I was always dreaming to continue. And as you know, we had that meeting in 2015 in Prague, and my hope was engage people and see how we can move forward with that idea. Unfortunately, everybody has their own family right now, and not everybody's ready. So I don't know, maybe through these meetings now, things will transpire. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a very good idea. We could start small within nationwide, right? Or within the community, like nearby,
Right.
and see when that person's prepared, the kid or that person's prepared, then we move to an international level. Yeah,
That's one option. Yeah.
I think that's a great option, Lucka. Maybe I will start within my family, within like 4 people.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Yes.
What shall I do? Like peace and reconciliation or justice? First, I think I like to be concrete. So like 4 of us get together, maybe all of the YA families at home get together, and we pick out a theme together. Yes. Yeah. For instance, it could be how to forgive, for instance. And then we could maybe come back to Zoom and share our thoughts.
Exactly. And, maybe prepare for that, like agree on what forgiveness means, to different people, and maybe examples of forgiveness, because it's hard. I feel it's hard for like kids to grasp that sometimes, so maybe it's not the easiest to start with, but yeah, maybe like sharing.
Yeah, okay, well, before we begin with the 4 people in my family or your family, let's begin with you and I. Let's just do a little 2-minute talk about how to forgive. What is your idea about forgiveness?
About forgiveness. Well, I think the precursor of forgiveness or for forgiveness is to be open to receive the other person with whatever they're bringing. And the forgiveness is basically just see everything about that person, not putting judgment on it. And when you stop judging the other for their opinion or action, there's no need for forgiveness, really, because whatever they do, you might perceive as they did to you. So whatever they do and you think they did some wrong to you, if you're open to receive them as a whole being that is just extension of you, you will not see the wrong as wrong. You will just see it as something that surprised you, for example, and you just approach that person and say, wow, that's really interesting. I would never think of that view or that approach or this, and it really didn't sit well with me, but let's talk about it. Or, so the forgiveness might not even come to the radar as such, because forgiveness is just reaction to wrongdoing, right? If you perceive wrongdoing, then there is the space for forgiveness. I don't know. This is just my take on it.
So if I'm correct in understanding what you just said, it's like no judgment, first of all, right? And receiving that person like as a whole. And then you wouldn't even have to forgive that person if you didn't have any judgments on his actions, and you wouldn't even perceive that as a wrongdoing.
Exactly.
But
so how do you see forgiveness?
You see, I was thinking the other day, forgive. There is a give in that word, give. And there's a
Mhm.
for. So I was thinking, why is it forgive? So do I have to give for that person something in order to forgive? Like maybe I need to call that person up to say, like, make a commitment saying, like, or I need a courage to say, okay, let's go, let's talk about this, or such and such and person, let's sit down and talk. But I do have this fear that he might reject me. But do I have to still give love towards that person? What do I have to give? I was just thinking, it was a whole new idea that just came to me with the word forgive, meaning like you have to give something for that person. So what do I have to give? Maybe my time, my heart, my commitment, my courage, losing fear, all those things, like putting into action. So give and forgive, and like what you said, to receive, I think it all needs to come together. But I really like what you just said, like judgment, without
Yeah,
any judgment.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. And we have to start with ourselves, right? Stop judging myself, stop uh, just thinking, oh, that person will not speak to me. Oh, that's a judgment. That's a judgment towards myself. I'm making judgment, right? So it goes both ways, stop judging yourself, and then it automatically goes out. You stop judging others. But we are really, really good in judging ourselves. Yes. Yeah.
What is the one way to not judge that person? Like, what is a special tip that you carry, like receiving that person as a whole and not judging myself or the others?
I'm always trying to see the other as me, and putting myself in their shoes and thinking, I don't know what their life is like if I don't know them personally, or I don't know what their background is. I don't know what their fears are, what the person's fears are. If, they got out of bed the wrong way or whatever, there's the energy that is bombarding us left and right all day long. And it's just because it was around wrong moment that something happened doesn't mean it was wrong action. It was like there is so many things that have to come together. Yeah, and with the forgiveness, we have to forgive ourselves, as I said. No self-judgment, but forgiveness to myself first. So I of course I judge, I'm not saying, but I think of myself, oh, this person is lazy, I have this thing like I work hard and then I see somebody slacking off and I think, oh, that person's lazy. And then I have to forgive myself for thinking even that the other person is lazy. Even if, because I don't know, it's my perception. So I have to forgive my perception and myself having the perception. It's tough. It's tough.
It's tough. It's tough. Yeah.
It's tough. Yeah.
So
But
somewhere, yeah.
that's something we can always strive for, right? We are here to grow and evolve. We are
Wow.
never perfect. Never perfect.
Okay. Because I'm going to judge you now, Lucka, because I'm having so
Okay.
much fun. I think you look wonderful. You're so pretty. You bring up such powerful messages. I feel great that I asked you to do this interview. I'm judging a lot of things. Is that okay? So good stuffs are okay, right?
Right. I wouldn't
Okay.
call it judgment. I wouldn't call it judgment.
Compliments, right?
If whatever you use to lift person up, cannot be judgment, right?
Oh, okay. All right. You just like, oh my goodness, you just changed me again now. Okay, a lot of things to think about. So, youth ambassadors, if you're watching this, do it within your friends or your community or within families. Like, choose a topic. Maybe we could have that for like once a month or the topics,
Mhm.
specific topics, and then we could share our ideas. All right. So if you
Yes.
have any good ideas, please pitch in, right?
Right. Right.
All right, let's go before we leave. What is your purpose or your goal in your life?
Wow. I tend not to think about it.
Okay.
And so I knew you are going to ask me that question. So I spent a little time with that. And I guess it's just being here, and bring whatever is good in me to bring it out into the world, and definitely keep learning and growing and maybe affecting others in a positive way and help them heal whatever they need to heal. And I'm really good, I discovered, in networking. I meet a person and then I meet another person and I figure out these two people should meet for a higher purpose. And I really love that. I like to stand in the background and have others create. But, that's why I love the program so much, seeing all the network afterwards. When people travel and they drop a line, I'm going to Korea, who's there? And all these mini reunions, it's all fun. Yeah. I just saw Marius a couple of weeks ago and it was like yesterday, we saw each other last time. Yeah. There's something very, very special that we were blessed with. And nobody can ever take that from us.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you for doing this, because you're creating amazing library, Maybe after you're done, some of us are already gone.
No, let's go. You have to share your recipe so that we can live for 200 years.
Yeah, I would be happy to. Yeah, whatever I can.
Thank you so much for supporting me, and thank you for taking your time today.
Thank you. Thank you. You look amazing. I was hoping to find before our meeting and I didn't. You remember the pictures I took of you in Prague? You're modeling for me in that red hat.
And the blue rose. I still can't remember. I still can't forget that blue rose that you gave me.
And the blue rose,
Yes.
yeah.
Wow.
We
All
had
right.
so
Let's.
much.
Yeah, we had so much fun. Yes.
Thank
Let's
you.
go. Hope to see you soon in person. And
Yes.
have a great night tonight. See you
Thank you.
soon.
Thank you. I love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.